Critical care patients were loaded in and out of trucks, C-17s, and helicopters by air medical evacuation airmen, while aerial porters and Marines worked to secure anything from litter storage units to Humvees for various flights. Federal Emergency Management Agency workers loaded a static aircraft. Even their service dog was there for training. Airmen trained in emergency communications and relayed flight patterns and patient movement information across the East Coast as they trained in emergency operations. It was a long and educational week for some 300 exercise players who participated in the Patriot Clipper 2017 exercise, which lasted from June 2nd through June 9th. This exercise included 83 flights carrying 134 simulated patients, 150 passengers, and 192 short tons of cargo. Westover Airmen worked alongside aircraft and service members from 5 other bases, including Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio, March Air Reserve Base, California, Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, Maxwell Gunter Air Force Base, Alabama, and the Connecticut National Guard. The Joint Operations exercise, which highlighted the skills of airmen from the 439th Air Medical Evacuation and Air Medical Staging Squadrons, the 42nd and 58th Aerial Port Squadrons, and the 439th Communications Squadron and several tenant units, consisted of simulated deployed operations in 3 locations: Westover, Joint Base Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and Plattsburgh International Airport, New York. In addition to support from multiple Air Force units, both Marines from units across the country and Connecticut Army National Guardsmen also participated. Every unit attending the exercise played a major part in supporting the operations. The Contingency Response Element, otherwise known as the CRE, which was made up of several airmen from several different units, worked to maintain communications across the 3 locations. Airmen working for the CRE have the technical skills to set up communication via secure and unsecure means anywhere in the world between 75 degrees north and 75 degrees south, as long as they have power, said Master Sergeant Jason Garvin, assigned to the CRE at Plattsburgh. This communication capability aided the 439th AES Airmen in relaying patient information and aircraft movements across the exercise. For Senior Airman Jose Mendez, 439th AES Radio Transmission Systems Technician, this year's exercise provided much better training on the equipment than in previous years. "It's better because we have more equipment than last year," said Mendez. "We get more training on setting up and being comfortable with the equipment." Meanwhile, airmen trained in air medical procedures, loading, caring for, and unloading simulated critical care patients on C-17s, both on the ground and in flight. In flight, there were simulated incidents involving patients that the air medical airmen had to respond to, including a psychiatric patient attempting to start a fire and a patient having a seizure. The medical crew on the flight worked quickly and efficiently to stabilize the patients when incidents occurred. So quickly, in fact, it was hard to tell what was happening until after it was over. "The unexpected is going to happen eventually," said Senior Airman Brandon Mitchell, 439th AES, who worked as the lead medical technician on one of the flights, about the in-flight patient incidents. "This is what we trained for." Those who were not working to save lives on the aircraft actually had the opportunity to role-play as patients in flight. For Senior Airman Alyssa Lynch, assigned to the 439th ASTS, played a role of an ambulatory patient. Lynch said experiencing these things as a patient, such as going to the aircraft, being on the aircraft, and being unloaded from the aircraft, was excellent training for the medical technicians. Experiencing how the patient actually feels as a medical technician is great to see. "We see the other side, so we know how to better calm them," said Lynch. In addition to patient movement, aerial port airmen worked with Marines to load trucks and Humvees onto aircraft and secure them to be moved to other participating locations. For Senior Airman Jacob Nieves, a ramp technician assigned to the 58th Aerial Port Squadron, working together with the other branches and agencies was a lot of fun for the aerial port airmen. "Everybody has a different mentality and a different way of doing things," said Nieves. "You learn different ways of communicating and different ways of getting the job done. To an onlooker, it may have been difficult to determine what was going on and who belonged where, but for the members of the exercise, everything had run very smoothly. This was a lot of fun. We've got to do this more often," said Nieves. As airmen gain experience with exercises like Patriot Sands and Patriot Clipper, they grow more and more proficient in how to respond to real-world emergency situations. "You did tremendous things," said Colonel Howard Clock, 439th Airlift Wing Vice Commander, addressing participants during a hot wash June 9th. "This exercise was an amazing success, and our airmen even had a little bit of fun. Planners are already discussing next year's Patriot Clipper, scheduled to be held in the late summer to early fall of 2018. For ongoing coverage of the Patriot Clipper, visit Westover's Facebook page at facebook.com/westover.patriot.